the Grand Gallery. And the Grand Gallery has these slots going all the way up to the King's Chamber, but guess what? Those slots are empty. What was in those slots? I think they were like resonating bars that would, again, stamp, almost like putting torque in a way, to a gear ratio, until it got to the King's Chamber, where it would then maximize and go up through the apex. But those things were removed sometime in the ancient past. Nobody knows when or why, but they were removed out of those slots. But if you put the Ark of the Covenant, which was a power of immense power, a source of immense power, in that box, you can then regain that energy source. So much later, in that box, the Ark of the Covenant used to sit, and Akhenaten, who in my opinion may have most likely been the Moses that left Egypt with the people, he was kicked out of there because he was going into a monotheistic mindset. He wanted to be under the order of Amen-Ra, or Aten, the sun disk, who was actually Amen-Ra. Amen-Ra used to rule from the sky. He didn't like to interact with people that much on the ground, on land. Whereas some of the other Anunnakis would actually interact directly with the people and live amongst them. He didn't like that, so he would live in the sky in this ship, and it was known as the sun disk.
Is he Marduk?
Marduk, yeah, it's Marduk, correct. In the modern day Bible, Amen-Ra is Marduk, and also in the Torah, his name is Marduk as well. So he basically, this guy had a big ego and everything else. He started 2 major pyramid wars. The second one is the one that pretty much decimated the land out there and left it all, a desert. It's not a desert out there because, it just geologically just happened to be a desert. It's a desert because of an ancient war. That's why if you go to Egypt and put your hand in the sand, you'll pick up balls of glass. In order to do that, you got to generate 3,000 plus degree temperature, which means you vitrified the sand. You turn the sand into glass. So they would take these sand balls and they would carve scarab beetles out of them as an honor to the gods. And that's why the scarab beetle is such a sacred thing, because it's made from glass, from sand turned to glass from an ancient war. But he told Amen-Ra, go around and start defacing all the other gods. There'll be no other god but me. That made it into the modern day Bible, okay? There'll be no other god but me. That came from Marduk, also known as Amen-Ra. So Akhenaten began to go around and deface all of the statues. Marduk, the reason why Marduk defeated Tiamat was because he actually changed the name of Nibiru to Marduk. So in the Enuma Elish and the 7 tablets of creation, what happens is this planet named Nibiru is captured by our solar system gravitationally, and some of these satellites or some of the actual moons that orbit it crashed into Tiamat, which was the 4th planet out there, because Mars used to be a moon of this actual